Have you ever felt completely tired and drained even on days when you did absolutely nothing physically demanding? You're not sleepy, not physically exhausted, yet a strange heaviness quietly sits inside your body. It feels as if your energy is slowly leaking somewhere in the background without your awareness. You rest more, you sleep longer, and you try everything possible to feel normal again. Yet, the energy never fully returns, leaving you wondering where it keeps disappearing every day. What if the real problem is not lack of energy, but energy being pulled away from you? Imagine invisible threads quietly extending from your body and stretching backward into your past experiences. Threads connected to moments that you already lived, but somehow never completely left behind. Events that ended physically long ago but still remain emotionally active within your system. Your mind may move forward from experiences, but your nervous system often stays attached much longer. And when the nervous system stays attached, a part of your energy remains connected to the past. Without realizing it, these invisible threads continue pulling energy away from your present life every day. This explains why you can rest all day and still feel like something important is missing inside. Because rest restores the physical body but cannot recover energy trapped in unresolved emotional experiences. Ancient spiritual systems discovered this hidden mechanism thousands of years before modern neuroscience existed. They gave these invisible emotional imprints a powerful name that still exists today: samskaras. Samskaras are stored patterns created from intense emotional experiences that left deep marks inside you. These are not just memories, but active imprints still running silently in the background of your life. Every strong emotion leaves a trace inside the nervous system that time alone cannot erase. Instead of disappearing, these emotional imprints behave like open loops that never fully completed. Your system keeps trying to complete these unfinished emotional loops again and again without your awareness. Every time an emotional loop activates, it quietly consumes a portion of your present moment energy. This creates the constant feeling of depletion that many people wrongly blame on workload or stress. You are not exhausted because you do too much. You are exhausted because your system leaks energy. Energy that should be available right now is constantly being redirected backward into the past. And until this emotional loop closes, the silent energy drain never truly stops or disappears. Now, here is something even more surprising that most people never expect to hear. These emotional imprints are not floating somewhere abstract inside your mind or imagination. They are physically anchored inside your body in very specific and measurable ways. That tightness in your chest or heaviness in your stomach is not random at all. The tension in your shoulders or pressure inside your head has a deeper emotional origin. These physical sensations are actually entry points into stored emotional energy inside your system. Your body remembers experiences long after your conscious mind tries to forget them. Your body keeps holding onto emotions that were never fully processed or completed. Every time a similar situation appears in life, the same imprint activates automatically again. It does not appear as a memory, but as a reaction you cannot control consciously. This explains why certain life patterns keep repeating even when you try to change them. Because the real source of these reactions is not your thoughts, but the stored imprint beneath them. As long as the imprint remains active, it keeps pulling your energy into the same loop repeatedly. This is the moment where the shift from victim to observer finally begins. At this stage, most people try to fight their emotional patterns by resisting, suppressing, or ignoring them. But resistance does not dissolve emotional imprints. It actually feeds more energy into the loop. Whatever you continuously resist becomes something you keep interacting with every single day. This is where the most important shift in the entire process finally begins to happen. You stop being the victim of your patterns and slowly become the observer of them. An observer can see the loop clearly without being emotionally pulled into the reaction. Ancient traditions described this powerful process using the term internal alchemy. Internal alchemy means transforming emotional energy instead of automatically reacting to it. Instead of identifying with the sensation, you begin simply noticing it without judgment or fear. Instead of reacting to the emotion, you allow it to exist without interference or suppression. When you stop feeding the loop unconsciously, something subtle begins changing inside your system. The emotional loop slowly loses the energy it depended on to survive and repeat. For the first time, you are no longer reinforcing the imprint without awareness or intention. Now you're finally ready to begin dissolving the connection instead of fighting the experience. The first step in this process is something called awareness mapping. You gently bring attention to where the sensation exists inside your physical body. You do not analyze the story behind the emotion or revisit the memory itself. Instead, you focus only on the raw sensation, exactly as it appears in the present moment. The second step begins with breath interaction and slow intentional breathing. You extend your exhale into the sensation and allow awareness to illuminate the imprint. As the energetic link begins dissolving, something surprising starts returning to you slowly and gently. Energy that was trapped in unfinished past experiences starts flowing back into your present moment again. You feel lighter, not because you gained new energy, but because the silent drain finally stopped. The constant emotional weight in your chest and stomach begins fading without effort or struggle. Situations that once triggered intense reactions suddenly feel distant, softer, and far less overwhelming than before. The reaction no longer controls you instantly, and a powerful pause appears before you respond. That small pause becomes the space where real freedom and conscious choice begin to exist. For the first time, your energy stops traveling backward and remains fully anchored in the present moment. This is the real meaning of reclaiming vitality, recovering energy that always belonged to you. You were never truly exhausted. Your energy was simply scattered across unresolved emotional timelines. As those energetic threads dissolve, past experiences slowly lose their hidden influence over your daily life. Your internal system becomes calmer, clearer, and more responsive instead of reactive and overwhelmed. This is not traditional healing. This is a deep restructuring of how your inner world operates. You stop carrying invisible emotional weight and start living with full access to your vitality. Your presence grows stronger because your energy is no longer divided across unfinished emotional loops. Life begins to feel sharper, brighter, and more vivid because you are finally fully here. You were never lacking energy. You were simply still connected to what you were meant to release.